Good evening, everybody. So what do you think? Did we get a fight? That's what boxing loves, right? Give it up for Jojo Diaz. Before we get started, I want to thank Team Diaz, Daryl Hudson, Ben Lira, and of course, Mr. Diaz Sr. You can join us, Mr. Diaz. Once again, it shows when two fighters want to get down, when two fighters want to fight, and the fight makes sense for boxing, it can get done. People were saying, oh, Jojo's running from Devin, he won't fight Devin. As soon as the fight with Ryan fell, Jojo raised his hand like he's always done. I'll fight Fortuna, I'll fight Ryan, I'll fight Devin. And nothing changes from Jojo Diaz. He's a throwback fighter from back in the day that's willing to fight anybody, to give the fans, to give you guys the fights you want to see. We came up short tonight, but I'm very, very proud of him because he put on a hell of a fight. And Devin Haney, all hats, all respects to him. Congratulations, a tremendous young fighter, but he knows, and he's going to learn from this fight as well because he was in a fight tonight. Now we'll pass the mic to Joseph Jojo Diaz Jr.
First off, I want to thank God for giving me this opportunity to let me live my dream and let me, find my first main event here in Las Vegas. We had a lot of fans out here tonight, man, and I'm very, very thankful for that. I'm thankful for you guys to be, covering my fight as well. Thankful for my father, for everything that he's been through with me. I know I'm a pretty wild boy, man, but I appreciate you always being there for me and protecting me no matter what. Shout out to my son right there, my little baby boy Zenith. I do this for him. This is nothing to me, man. My son means everything to me, and I work hard and I struggle and I go out there and risk my life all for him. And I love my mom as well. I love all my team. Shout out to Kevin. Shout out to Daryl. Thank you, Golden Boy Promotions. Thank you, MTK, my advisors, for making these fights happen for me, for letting me live my dream, and for actually letting me fight the best that boxing has to offer right now. I thought it was a great fight. Devin Haney, started utilizing his jab, and I was trying to dictate to the body, trying to break him down. It was an exciting fight. He came to fight, I came to fight, and I ended up coming short. But at the end of the day, I think the fight fans won. It was an entertaining fight for the fight fans.
Now it's on you. Questions?
You put up a tremendous fight, and my hat goes off to you.
Thank you.
What's next for you?
I don't know. Vacation, man. I'm gonna enjoy my Christmas, enjoy some time with my son. We had a really, really hard training camp, a 12-week training camp, making sure that my legs were getting strong and making sure that my diet and everything was ready for this fight. We had 3 fights this year, so I think I'm gonna take a break from boxing for a little bit, maybe take some time off, and then come back. Hopefully, maybe February or March, or maybe even April. So I'm just gonna talk to my advisors, MTK and Golden Boy Promotions, and we'll go from there. But like I said, this is not the end of me. I still want to challenge the best, and I still want to fight the best. So whoever wants to go in there and try to fight me, I'm willing to go out there and do it.
Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, Vicky, I'm gonna be able to fight you. First of all, you were connecting with the left hand numerous times. Do you feel the fight was closer than what the scorecards were?
Yeah, I mean, of course, I thought the fight was closer than what it was. I thought I was landing effective shots. I thought he was dictating the pace, trying to utilize his jab, but I thought I was landing some good body shots. During those exchanges, I thought I was landing some effective body shots, which I thought the judge wasn't, counting. But like I said, at the end of the day, it is what it is. I'm just going to learn from it and just adapt from it and just get better.
Hey, what's up, man? It's Skip Brown from Dante's Boxing Nation by way of TV. I want to focus on the body attack that Devin came at you with. Were you surprised with the body attack that he came with? And when do you feel like it took a toll on you, and when did it take a toll on you or something?
I don't think he wasn't gonna come with. I thought he was gonna come with a different game plan. He actually sat in the pocket a few times and was trying to exchange with me. His punches affected me a little bit, I would say, but nothing to the point where I was hurt or anything like that. But it was. When a fighter like Devin Haney, when he's a boxer and stuff like that, they just want to put hands on you and make sure that you're feeling that pop, or making sure that they're always in control, so that way you don't engage with them. So I was feeling the shots a little bit, but I wanted to dictate the pace, and I was trying to as much as I can. But like I said, he had a better game plan.
JoJo, Town Business Sports and Entertainment. What do you think you could have did different in the fight to sway the judges to go your way? I thought it was a great fight, but what do you think if you could redo it all over again? What do you think you would have did different to get the judges to sway your way, go your way?
I feel like maybe just box a little more, let him come to me, move around, and then on the inside throw some more combinations. My father was telling me to let my hands go a little more, because I was having my guard up and I was slipping, moving to the side and stuff, and having some good defense. But I wasn't being offensive as much like my father wanted me to do. And I think if I would have just put hands on him a little more, and then that might affect the shots, I think that would have probably, been a different outcome.
Rich from Hustle Boss. How was his power? I mean, did he hit harder than you suspected, or how was his power?
He has good pop. Like I said, when you're fighting with 8-ounce gloves, and if you get hit with a good shot, I think everybody has some good power. But he caught me with a good check hook one round, and it did, not stun me, but it got me like, oh shit, all right. He got me with a good shot, so I got to be ready. So I think he has some good pop. I think that if he is able to, land an effective shot on another guy, he could get him out of there.
Jojo, do you think this man told you anything about how you feel physically at 135 pounds?
I feel good at 135 pounds. I think I'm going to stay at this weight. Me and my team and Daryl Hudson, we're going to work on, just getting better at this weight. This is my second fight at 135 pounds. I feel like I could be a lot better, a lot more stronger here. So we're just going to go back to the drawing board and just, look at the tape and look at what we need to do. I told him exactly how I felt after the fight, so we're going to work on that and just progress and get better off of it.
Boxing King Media. Joe, round 12, you seem to really press the fight. What were your instructions going into round 12 from the corner?
My dad was like, risk it all. You got to go out there and knock him out. So I tried to do as much as I can. I thought I had him hurt a few times. It was kind of messed up though, because I had a cut inside my eyelid, and it's still right there right now. So it's making my vision a little blurry because the blood's going to my eyes. So whenever I was having those exchanges, I was landing good shots, and then all of a sudden my vision would go blurry. So Devin Haney, he's a smart, good counterpuncher, so I wanted to make sure I was applying that pressure, but I don't want to get caught with any unnecessary shot as well, because he's a good counterpuncher and a good fighter as well. So I wanted to make sure that I was still applying that pressure, but not getting hit with any flush shot. So I tried to do my best that round. I thought I won the round, but it is what it is.
Yep, Maestro from Maestro A Boxing and Hispanic Cousin Panic. Question. Apart from your performance in the ring, I thought it was really impressive the level of support you had here. It almost sounded at times like you were the hometown fighter. Could you talk a little bit about that and, the support that you brought here to Las Vegas with you?
Oh, absolutely, man. I want to thank everybody for, just being there with me and supporting me. I felt like I had a lot of people here supporting me, and, I think they see my journey, and they know where I came from, and they know the struggles that I've been through. So I'm able to touch a lot of lives, and I'm able to inspire a lot of people and motivate a lot of people. And the show tonight, I had a lot of fans here, and I'm very, very fortunate that I do have those fans, because I want to be that influence on these people and let them know that dreams come true. Because I did go through a lot. I did go through a lot of mental illness. I did go through a lot of depression stages and stuff, and I was able to get out of that stage through God and through my family and my son, thinking of nothing but positivity. So I want to continue being that light to these people and continue on inspiring just everybody in general, the kids, the youth, and just people like you guys, man. If you guys are going through things, if you guys are going through struggles, I want to make sure that I try to be that light for everybody.
2 more questions so you can go eat.
Rolando Sanchez with Baby Boxing. Congratulations on a spectacular performance. You showed a lot of heart out there, like you always do. Do you think the 7-inch reach advantage was a huge factor in this fight?
I don't think it was a huge factor, but I think it was a factor. He was able to, keep me out at bay at certain times where I feel like I could have, closed the distance a little more, which I was trying to. But that reach advantage and that step back that he was doing was pretty smart. And he's a good counterpuncher too, so I didn't want to get caught like all these other fighters when they're just, popping in and throwing in, and then he could just sit back and land an uppercut or land a straight right and stuff. So I wanted to, still apply that pressure, but that smart pressure, so that way I could break him down. But like I said, he had a good game plan.
One more copy, we gotta go, Haney's outside waiting, so we'll give him his moment.
Hey, Jojo, congrats on a great performance. And I spoke to George Cambosis afterward, he said that you rose your stock in the feet. I agree, and we need to see more fighters taking on tough fights, obviously. Do you think that maybe you showed the boxing world that a loss doesn't matter and that we just need to see the best fight the best?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I feel like this doesn't define me. I mean, this is my career. I want to, continue on fighting the best. And I'm the type of fighter that if I lose, I'm gonna take my loss like a fucking champ. And if I win, I'm gonna take it like a champ as well, and just always just progress and get better. So I want to continue to, until my end of career, continue on fighting the best fighters. And I hope I, inspire these fighters too, to make sure that they know that if you guys take a loss, man, it doesn't matter. As long as you guys are putting on great fights and putting on great performances for these fight fans, that's what they want to see. They don't want to see this baloney type of fights, just knocking out people in the first round or anything like that. They want to see fun, exciting, entertaining fights with the elites fighting elites, and that's what I'm trying to do. And I hope that everybody, continues on doing that.
Marcus, last one, please.
Jojo, based on that, then, does a fight with Ryan Garcia still interest you? Is that still on your mind? Do you still want to make that happen?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I want to continue on fighting the best, and if Ryan wants to fight, then we can make that fight happen. But we'll see what he says. Ryan Garcia, he's a drama queen, man. So we don't know what he's up to, and we don't know what he's gonna do. So we just gotta play it by ear, and I'm just gonna trust my team, and just if he wants to fight, I gotta make sure that contract's already signed, because I don't want to pull it out again.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you very much. Congratulations to Team Haney. And Nacho, we'll do it again. Thank you.
Yeah, smash the like button, man. Come on, people, man. We got 600 people here and 70 likes, man. Smash the like button, man. Hey, man, come on, man. How many likes you got, man? Come on, man. Smash the like button, man. 300 people in there, 77 likes, man. Y'all be kidding me, man. Hey, Blue. Blue, that joint be like, oh, come on, man.
Man, smash the like button, facts. And then come to the baddest brand in the land.
Oh, damn. Man, it's free, man. Smash the like button, man. Come on,
Tell
man.
have some pride and support.
That's amazing, man. Man, and I gotta catch my flight in a couple of hours, man. Come on, man.
Hey, Blue.
It's 10:30.
You going to the Staples Center?
Nah, I'm going back to New York. New York, big city of dreams. I'm going back home, man. Bro, I think I slept. I might have slept like 8 hours total, man.
So you only?
Yeah. And then the flight gets me.
Where you at?
He went again.
I went to the bathroom.
Yeah, went to the bathroom real quick. He said he went to the bathroom. He went to the restroom real quick. Hey, Tank. Tell my dad they work for he can come around.
He said, have you ever played 2K? This is like some stuff like 2K.
You agree with?
Well, how you feel, champ? How you feel? You feel good?
I feel good. I'm just waiting on Pops to come so I can.
That's right. That's right.
You feeling real cool?
He's got a new t-shirt apparently. And he comes in, I bet he's got a brand new t-shirt.
He's gonna be looking great.
Look at him. He's got.
There he goes. There he goes. Hey. Which way? Over here. There you go. Over here.
Is it a new t-shirt, Bill? New jacket? Oh, yeah.
He's put the
Yeah,
Dior.
I got half of it right here.
I got half of it right.
All right, guys. I know we're live streaming this press conference as well. Firstly, I want to thank you guys for turning up this week. It was a tremendous turnout from the press. It's been a brilliant 2 weeks. Madison Square Garden last week, MGM Grand this week. Of course, we want to thank them as well. Really proud of Devin, Haney, Bill, and the team because you know, probably a year ago, a little bit more, 15 months, we were struggling for a bit of direction. You know, I felt that people were avoiding Devin Haney, and they didn't want to fight him unless they were overpaid effectively. And I want to also thank the Zone for not just investing in Devin Haney, but investing in the opposition to make sure we get the fights that we need. And over the last 12 months, he's gone Gamboa, Linares, and Jojo Diaz. That's the best resume of any lightweight out there in a recent year or more. And although we give respect to George Kambosos for the standout victory against Teofimo Lopez, I really feel like this last year has been incredible. And I think we also need to remember that Devin Haney's 23 years of age. And his maturity in the ring, his ring IQ is, you know, that of a 32-year-old in his prime, because at times in that fight tonight, through 3 or 4 rounds, for a lot of people it would have got very messy. They could have unravelled, but he kept his composure. He controlled the complete middle stages of the fight. And I know he won't be fully happy with his performance, but he's just, every time he steps in there, it's a performance beyond his years. And, you know, as a Brit promoted in America, I'm really, really proud that Devin and Bill chose us and believed in us, because it means a lot to have such a great talent. I feel like the best young talent in American boxing as part of our team. And we are a great team, you know, down to Devin and Bill who do an amazing job, Ben Davison, all the training team, Church, of course, who is the standout star of Team Haney. And I want to thank everybody, and especially the media, and as I said, the Zone as well. And I feel like he has an incredible future. Of course, we'll talk about the next step, and for us, it's only one step, and that's George Kambosos. And I think we're one of the few that will go to Australia. And when he does, I believe he'll become undisputed champion. And to do that on a stage like that and come back is the kind of move and the kind of fight that will truly make Devin a global star. So we're going to go to the floor for questions for the champion.
Yeah, this is Skip Brown with Dante's Boxing Nation, by way of IPTV. First of all, congratulations, champ, on a magnificent, impressive win.
Thank you.
Impressive victory. Now, I noticed that you invested in the body early. You know what I'm saying? Do you think that took a toll on him? You know, like noticeably took a toll on him? Did it cut some of his power off?
Yeah, first off, I want to start off by saying I want to thank God. Alhamdulillah, I want to thank my team, my dad, Eddie Hearn, Matchroom Boxing, DAZN, my whole team. It was a great training camp. Everyone played their part, so you know, I want to thank all of them. And to your question, yeah, I knew that he was a southpaw, so part of the game plan was to, you know, hit him with the right hand to the body, and I felt like I did that, and he was slowing down. I could hear him breathing late in the fight. He was taking deep breaths. So yeah, I do feel like the body attacks did pay off late in the fight. But the ref kept warning me about hitting him low, but he had his cup was high, like you couldn't even see his belly button. That's how high his cup was. So I wasn't really hitting him low, but yeah, I do feel like the body attack paid off.
Devin, Miguel might be able to fight me. You mentioned the warnings that the ref gave you. Did it concern you any time throughout the fight that he was going to deduct a point?
Yeah, of course. You know, whenever the ref, you know, warns you, you know, more than one time, you do think that, you know, as you start to think like, oh, I don't want to do it because I don't want to do that again because I don't want the ref to take a point.
Boxing King Media. Devin, Eddie's shown you great loyalty, putting you in 3 big fights back to back. I know this is a fight-by-fight deal. Is this relationship going to continue, or are you going to weigh up your options?
Of course, you know. Of course, you know, Eddie Hearn believed in me when, you know, a lot of people didn't. So, of course, you know, I want to, you know, have my whole career with Eddie Hearn. You know, he's, you know, done a lot for me, and I couldn't thank him enough.
Can I get 10% for
Orlando Sanchez with the boxing. Congratulations for the excellent performance. How do you compare his punching power compared to Linares'?
Well, obviously, I mean, the fight with Linares hurt me. It was obvious that I got hurt in that fight. But in this fight, I wasn't hurt at all. His pressure was much more than Linares, but his punching power wasn't as hard.
Mike.
Devin, congratulations on the great performance.
Thanks, man.
First off, you know, a lot of people used to have the knock on you, though Devin's in boring fights. Now you've been in 2 really exciting fights back to back.
Yeah.
At what point do people have to call you an exciting fighter?
Yeah, I definitely think that I showed that I'm an exciting fighter once again tonight. You know, some people say that all I do is run in there, but in times I wasn't running at all. But in there we got into some great exchanges, and I wasn't shy to exchange with him. So I think it was a very entertaining fight. The crowd was on their feet from round 1 to round 12. So yeah.
And, how important is it to you to be an exciting action fighter? Because we all know that you could make it easier probably if you wanted to, but this is an entertainment sport. It's entertainment at the end of the day, right?
Yeah, of course. I always want to, you know, entertain the fans. I want the fans to be happy with the fight that I put on. But you know, styles make fights, and sometimes you know you fight different ways to get the win. But I feel like I fought a very exciting fight tonight, and got the win.
Adriana Jimenez with Fino Boxing. Congratulations on
Thank
the
you.
terrific victory. How would you assess your performance tonight, and did Jojo Diaz bring anything that surprised you?
I thought I put on a good performance. Of course, you know, the best way to win in the ring is a knockout, and I did hurt him a few times in the fight, but I went in there. People forget that I'm still 23 years old. That's my 3rd former world champion in a row. Jojo Diaz didn't lose his belt at 130. He didn't make weight, so he's coming off the biggest win of his career against Javier Fortuna, and he walked Javier Fortuna down the whole fight. So he has the experience. And I just feel like he brought the best out of me. So I'm happy with my performance, and we got the win. So now we on to the next.
Champ side, Dev, the crowd often, you know, they'll react if they see a certain shots. It looked like a lot of the shots weren't really landing clean. How do you even hear the crowd when you're in the ring?
Yeah. I do agree with that. You know, the crowd was going crazy sometimes when he was just hitting like my arms or gloves, or even missing sometimes. But it's part of the game, you know. At the end of the day, the crowd can't win the fight for him, and the scorecard showed.
All right. Congratulations, Dev, on your victory. Town Business Sports and Entertainment.
Yes, sir.
I know you guys want to rest, but what's the time frame we could possibly get the Undisputed with you and Cambosa?
I think obviously both come off tough fights. Cambosa's a tougher fight, got marked up pretty bad, and I think that realistically we're looking at probably something around May time. I mean, I'd like to see Devin take a nice break, get back in camp maybe early February, but also the only other issue we have to resolve is the travelling issue. You know, see what happens with the pandemic. Right now we can enter certain parts of Australia with no quarantine. That could change, that could improve. But really now it's about speaking to the Australian government. We don't, by the way, rule out the fact of doing the fight in America or in the Middle East or anywhere. You know, it's the Undisputed Championship, and that's a big pull for many different regions around the world. But we'll explore all of those, present them to Devin, and obviously present them to George Cambosa's his team as well. But we don't, you know, it's not just we're packing our bags to go to Australia. That's where George would like to do it. We have to be represented properly in this situation as well, and make sure it's the right position for Devin Haney to be in. There may be many options for this fight, but I think realistically, end of April earliest, but May is probably the time for the Undisputed fight.
Rich, can you talk about the franchise bill?
What is that? I don't even know what the franchise bill is. No, really, this franchise title. I don't even know what the franchise bill is. I never even seen the franchise bill.
One thing that is really important about franchise, and Maurizio Suleiman doesn't like me, and I respect Maurizio Suleiman, I love Maurizio Suleiman, but the situation is very, very clear. You cannot unify with a franchise belt. Therefore, it is absolutely impossible to be undisputed with a belt that you cannot unify with. And you guys have got to understand that. You understand that one? It doesn't matter about the sanction fees. Forget the sanction fees. I'm just saying that Maurizio will say George Kambosos is undisputed. The other governing bodies, you cannot unify with a franchise belt. Therefore, you cannot. And I'm not saying you shouldn't be undisputed. We should have fought Lomachenko a year ago. And Devin, when we looked at a route for the championships, and this was another reason that actually it sidelined us, because I said to Devin Haney, who do you want to fight? And he said, Vasily Lomachenko. We carved out a route to go after Vasily Lomachenko for the WBC title. It became his mandatory. Top Rank wanted to avoid Devin Haney, and they requested he be made franchise champion. Lomachenko didn't.
And with all due respect, when I do fight for the undisputed, I don't want the franchise title. I don't want anything franchise attached to me. At the end of the day, I will be fighting for the WBC belt, and they can keep the franchise. If Kambosos wants to keep the franchise, go ahead.
Well, originally you couldn't win the franchise. Now it's changed plays. Look, Maurizio Suleiman does a huge amount for boxing. We won't always agree with him, and I'll always argue with him, but you know, he does do a lot of good things for boxing. On this situation, it's just George Kambosos is not undisputed. Maybe he deserves to be. Maybe, you know, TFE might be, but he's not. And it's the only way we can settle it is to make this fight.
Eddie and Devin, if you could both chime in on this. You, Devin, do you get the sense that you feel that you are going to get that fight with George? I know he mentioned, hey, open the checkbook, I have a lot of options, but do you personally feel that like he
of
wants
course,
that
you
fight?
know, I'm definitely thinking positive. I do think that George wants to fight. I think that he wants to test himself. But at the end of the day, talk is cheap. We can say what you want to do and what you want to do, but at the end of the day, if we don't make the fight happen, then what? We have to make the fight happen, and then it won't be no more talk. And the fight is easy to be made. He says he wants it. I say I want it. I just fought. He just fought. So we're both open. Our schedule is both clear to fight each other. So I think we're on a collision course.
The one thing I'll say as well, coming back to your question, is we also have options. And that's what's changed over the last year particularly. A fight with Ryan Garcia is a massive fight if he gets himself back together. Tank Davis is a fight he will take. You know, in time, who knows? Lomachenko's fighting in a couple of weeks. We just want to be undisputed. And for a long time it looked like we were frozen out everywhere. Now he's one fight away from being undisputed. But he has plenty of options as well. What was your next question?
I was going to ask if you had a contingency plan, but you just listed
Loads of options. I've always felt, don't forget that Ryan Garcia fought a final eliminator to fight Devin Haney. And again, you guys never really questioned him on that either.
I have a question for your father, Bill, who was working your corner. What was your analysis on the fight? And because we were in the crowd, what was your direction to Devin throughout the fight?
Thank you, Chancellor. Thank you, Matchroom, DAZN. And I want to thank Allah for blessing us with a great victory. Alhamdulillah. Jojo Diaz came to fight. He came, he brought the dog, but another dog showed up. We couldn't be more proud of Devin and what Jojo Diaz brought out of him. You know, Devin is a fighter that is continually growing right before our eyes, so we must be patient with his process. And you know, it was excellent. He made the adjustments at the right time, and like I said, I couldn't be more happy. Of course, you know, Jojo put up a hell of a fight. He didn't come to lay down. He applied pressure in a way that Linares didn't. He was very relentless. So it's not so much as what we could have did more without me looking at the tapes. It's so much as what JoJo didn't let him do, and it's a testament to him.
I've got a question over here, Maestro A from Maestro A Boxing and ACP. I'd like you guys to just talk about what you accomplished here today as it relates to essentially clarity at 135 pounds. It wasn't long ago that people were saying that fights weren't happening in this division, much like at 147. Last 2 weeks, we've had all belts being contested on one network, so that's a big deal. Could you guys talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's been a tremendous run for DAZN. I'm a DAZN guy. All I see week in, week out is pay-per-view fights, and I think to be an American fight fan, you've got to be a stock market trader or an oil tycoon to pay for all these pay-per-view fights week in, week out. You've just had 2 tremendous fights of the year in the lightweight division with all the belts on the line as part of your monthly subscription. And I just think DAZN is the best blessing for boxing. I think it's the ultimate destination for fight fans, the ultimate value for money as well. And they're investing in fighters, and they have, you have to have a plan across divisions. And I think when you look at the lightweight division, although we've made 2 tremendous fights, think of the fights that are out there. Like, these guys are so young, they can fight each other 2, 3 times. Tiafimo will be back, Lomachenko could be back, Ryan Garcia, tank. And the beauty is letting everybody fight everybody. And honestly, I can't, like, for the last 2 years nearly, Devin Haney has been asking for Lomachenko, Tiafimo Lopez, Ryan Garcia, Tank Davis. And he said, and Bill has told me, we will fight any of those guys now. That's 2 years. He was 21 when he was calling for those fights. And I'm just pleased to see him getting a resume now that he deserves, because a lot of teams and a lot of managers and advisors, they don't want the tough fights. These guys want the tough fights, and they're willing to go out of their way to make it happen.
Well, Devin wants a tough fight. Can you talk about that, Devin?
Yeah, I want to test myself. I want to fight the best fighters out there, or the so-called best fighters in there, and it's shown. Any guy that I've called out and they answered, and I end up fighting them. It's never been any type of confusion or me backing out. Any guy that I called out and they were willing to fight me, I fought them. Jojo Diaz is an Olympian, former Olympian. He's former 2-time world champion. He said, let's do it. I said, let's do it. We got the fight made, and it was simple as that. Same with Linares, same with whoever else. I want to fight George Kambosos. So the fight should be easy to be made. I want to fight the best fighters out there, and it's obvious. And you guys gotta respect that. I feel like you guys don't, accept it enough, and speak about it enough that I am willing to fight the best fighters out there. I'm not ducking or dodging nobody.
Eddie, just a quick question on the atmosphere tonight. Great atmosphere. I felt like I was back in the UK. Devin, that star quality, is there a possibility for bringing him to the UK?
Yeah, I mean, listen, we came to the UK, I've never seen anything like it. We did a media day. I was a bit worried. I bought an American fight over, it was ages ago, it was well over a year ago, before the pandemic, and I was thinking, we do a media day, I wonder if anyone turned up. They were queuing down the street. I've never seen a day so busy. I'd actually like him to come over. Ben Algeria might be a bit close, but Chisora Parker in a couple of weeks, come over to the UK. They love him in the UK. We would have done a big number on DAZN tonight for our UK subscribers, and UK fight fans, very, very knowledgeable fight fans, and they know Devin Haney's for real.
Muhammad Mubarak with the Electronic Urban Report. The MGM Grand Garden Arena in this location has a history of having great fights and big fights. How do you feel about this particular event in real life at this point to be fighting here?
I'm so grateful for this opportunity. This is something that I've always dreamed of since a little kid. Me living in Vegas, you don't know how many times I drove past the MGM or been in fights here at the MGM and just, imagine myself here. And it was actually like when I was in the ring, it was like deja vu, I swear. It was crazy. I feel like I did it before, like I've been there, like I imagined it. And I'm so grateful to be in this position, especially at a young age, 23 years old. Very few have done it at this age, and I couldn't thank God enough for it.
I have a couple more questions, guys.
Speaking of George Kambosos Jr. and Tank Davis, they both, George Kambosos said that he's going to attend Tank's fight tomorrow. Do you plan on attending Tank's fight tomorrow too?
No.
Eddie, can you talk about, obviously his age, 23 years old, he probably hasn't even reached his prime. Can you talk about your expectation of him down the line?
Well, I mean, your prime normally as a fighter comes in the late 20s, you know, depending on the weight class, and he's 23. And he's been fighting a long time early in his career in Mexico just because he was too young to fight here. But now as I go back to the fights that he's been in, and also don't forget where he's been fighting. You know, he boxed at Staples Center in front of 13,000, 14,000 that were there on the KSI night. He boxed headlined at Maryland as well. You know, he boxed at Madison Square Garden. He's headlined there in the theatre. He's headlined at Mandalay Bay. He's headlined at the Hard Rock in Miami behind closed doors that time. We were in the pandemic. And now he's headlined at MGM. I mean, he's on a hell of a run. And when you look at, you tell me a young star, 23 years old, that has the potential of Devin Haney. You know, and it's not potential, it's about having the ability and quality, but it's also about having the discipline. And discipline comes through being consistent. Consistency is the key to longevity in anything. And there aren't enough fighters these days who have the consistency and the work ethic to last in the game. You know, I'm not sure if you're going to see him at 30. I mean, you see him, you know, 7 years. 7 years. If you're fighting 3 times a year, it's 21 fights. So, I don't know, listen, we'd love to, this is a very tough sport. The key is to achieve your dreams, achieve your legacy, make as much money as possible, and walk away into the sunset. But I promise you, he's in boxing for the right things. He wants to make money, but he also has a dream to be a true great.
Just following up on that, Eddie, it's not often that you have a U.S. champion willing to travel overseas to either defend the title or unify one. Devin, can you talk about the importance of the undisputed title at 135 before you move up, and your willingness to go abroad to get that title?
Yeah, like I said before, 135 is not easy for me to make. It takes a lot of sacrifice and discipline that I'm willing to do for the big fights. The biggest fight for me right now, I feel like, well, the most important fight for me right now, it may not be the biggest fight, but the most important fight for me right now is George Kambosos for the undisputed. It's always been a dream of mine to be undisputed, and you know, that's a fight that I would love. But you know, if I can get the big fights at 135, then I will go up to 140. And my body's still growing. Like I said before, I'm only 23 years old. I'm growing. And if I can't get the big fights here, then I'll move up. But my main focus right now is undisputed. I don't want anybody to think that you know, they can just wait me out and then I'll eventually go up. No, I'm going to press for these fights for as long as I can. But if these guys just won't fight me, then I'll go up to 140.
Thank you to the media. Bill, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, WBC.
Yes, sir. Congratulations, champ. Congratulations, champ. Still. Yes, sir.
I sent you up on my secret.
That's it, people. Show's over. Your boy Blue going back home.
Easy. Let's go. Hey, can y'all come on?
All right, my brother.
Yes, sir.
Hey, I'm gonna hit you up, sir.
Hey, Nick.
Hey, thank you, Russ, for showing me. Appreciate it. Hey, God bless. My God.
I'm gonna hit you up, man.
Appreciate it.
Congrats, man.
All right, brother. Appreciate you guys, man.
Good job.
Hey, Blue, thank you, man.
I appreciate
know you didn't have to be here, man.
I appreciate
you guys. You too, champ. Champ Sada. Appreciate you guys. Huh?
Is this your turn or is it in your chair?
Oh, okay. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Appreciate you.
I'm gonna hit you up, King.
Okay. All right, King.
All right,
Bless you.
sir.
Bless you.
All right, y'all, man. I'm going, man. Smash the like button, man. We got 1,300 people here, and we got 500 likes, man. Appreciate y'all, man. I gotta go catch my flight. Your boy Blue is out of here, man. I'm tired. Salute.
Town business, sports, and entertainment. Hey, good fight. Devin did his thing, man. Hey, keep supporting us, man. We out here working, man. Black media.
Yes,
life.
sir.
You know what I'm saying? New York, Bay Area connection.
Yes, sir. Peace. Oh, man, I'm tired, man. Catch y'all later. Ben, good stuff, brother.
Thank you.
Later. I appreciate y'all coming through, man, supporting your boy Blue. Y'all know what it is, man. Smash the like button. Oh, man. Oh, man.
I got it.
Whoa, 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 man.
We know where he's going.
It's slipped. It's slipped.
All singles.
It's slipped.
You need a bodyguard?
It's slipped. It's slipped.
That's what she said. You gotta stay out the hoodie club.
No, man. Appreciate you. Yeah, appreciate you, man. All right, brother. Appreciate you. Whoa! It slipped out, man. I didn't know the bag was still open. Hey, man. That slipped out. Hey, thank you, brother. I appreciate you.
But like I said, I'm working.
No, I know. Right. Yep. I appreciate you. Thank you. I'm done. My God. I see you next event, next year. Right?
I know, man. I might have to come out to New York and come see you,
you
man.
gotta come dance with your boys, man.
That's what I'm saying, man.
You know what I'm saying?
I ain't got no problem with that, bro.
Yeah, let's make it happen.
Because I'm from DC, so sometimes I go see my family, you know what I mean? And ain't nothing to shoot right up there. That's
Say
what,
less.
an hour flight.
Say less. Let's make it happen.
All right, bro.
Champ. Nah. Hey, just on my live stream. Hey, they laughing at me because all my bread fell out. All my bread fell out of my bag. I'm going to pack so I can get out of here.
What time you leave?
I gotta be there at 5 in the morning. But my everything's unpacked, so I gotta pack everything.
You going back now?
Back home? Yeah.
You going to the airport?
Nah, I'm going to my room.
No, I'm saying you about to leave and go to your room?
Yeah.
You cool if I ride with you?
Oh, man, you ain't got to.
No, because I'm trying to think. I feel like, well, upload, you got Wi-Fi by you, right?
Nah, that's horrible.
Oh, damn.
Horrible.
I gotta get this shit.
King, I'll be going to the Mandalay and sitting in
I'll
the
be at the
parking lot.
airport, though.
All right, so I'll see you there.
I'm trying to see where I can upload this shit.
Yeah, I go to the Mandalay Bay,
Safe
and
travel,
where the
bro.
construction is at, and I'll be sitting there
Mandalay Bay.
in the parking lot. That's where I'll be sitting. There ain't no service. No. All right, King.
Safe travel.
Yes, sir. You too. I see you. Yes, sir. You're ready. Fellas.
You ain't going to LA, huh?
No, man. I'm going back to New York, man. I can't do this. I'm done.
New York?
Yeah.
Where?
I'm in Long Island now.
Oh, word?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
What time's your flight?
5 in the morning.
5? How'd you
Yeah.
get that flight?
Man.
Right.
The
I got the 7.
The wife did it. The wife did it for me.
Oh, there it is right there. You lucky that's not charted too.
Yeah.
She wants you back home.
Yeah. Oh, man, I appreciate y'all, man. I'm out, man. Blessings to each and every one of y'all. It's your boy. But, man, come on, man. 1,200 people here. We should have at least as many likes. We should have at least that many likes.
You gonna put him over there or over here?
Yeah. Come on.
Oh, all right.
This one time, I'm so glad, bro, I live here, man.
No clue, man. I have no clue in my
Most
cars.
people park back there.
I think I did.
You ain't come through those doors?
I remember I had to walk up because I think I'm in the parking garage,
I'll
man.
talk to you soon.
All right, great brother. I'll see you next event. All right, y'all, man. I'm going. It's your boy Blue, man. Peace.